Hello and welcome back to the Brodeurland Show. I'm so glad you're here. Today's topic on the Brodeurland Show is taking ownership. That's right. Now you may be wondering, Mr. Broder, what does taking ownership mean to me? I mean, I hear all this stuff about responsibility and a mumbo jumbo and all that stuff, and that's true. And those are good questions to have and good thoughts to be going through your brain. And today we're going to talk about 3 topics here on the Brodeurland Show, all about taking ownership. First, though, we got to talk about what does taking ownership look like in my life? Second, don't make excuses. Find ways to achieve that success. And third, it starts with you. That's right. Do you have that self-discipline to get rolling, to get started, and to keep moving forward? Those are the topics we're going to talk about today. But the real question is, what in the world is the Brodeurland definition for taking ownership? So that's what we got to do right now. We got to dive on in. We got to take a look at that definition right now. So the Brodeurland definition for taking ownership goes like this: accepting responsibility for your actions and outcomes, controlling what you can control, and being fully accountable for those outcomes, whether they came out exactly the way you planned them to or not. Well, now that you know the Brodeurland definition for taking ownership, we got to dive on in and we really got to explore and get our feet wet with what it all means and how we can apply it into our everyday lives. And to do that, I've got 3 quotes lined up that really embody what taking ownership is all about. So what are we waiting for? Let's dive on in. Let's get rolling so we can become that best version of ourselves and learn more about the importance of taking ownership in our lives. So let's take a look at our first quote right now. So our first quote today is by Michael Broder. And you might be thinking, Broder? Is that you, Mr. Broder? No, that's not me. That's my dad. And he used to say this quote to me all the time while I was growing up. And it goes like this: losers make excuses, winners find a way. My dad used to tell me all the time, losers have excuses, winners find ways. And he used to tell me that anytime I would complain, anytime that things just didn't go my way. And I used to think, Dad, you're being way too much, right? Just stop. But I appreciate it now as an adult, because here's the deal. When I find myself in situations and I've really got to think through solutions, I always remind myself to not make excuses. There's a way, and I've got to think about it. You see, taking ownership can really unlock your potential. That's right. When you reflect on a situation, whether that situation is great and you succeeded or not, and you've got to find those alternative ways, you can really tap into your creativity, your determination, your perseverance to go out there and succeed and to achieve those goals. You see, it starts with you. You've got to take responsibility of the good successes and also those bad failures, those setbacks, and those mistakes. And that's going to lead right into our next quote, all on the responsibility part of taking ownership. So let's take a look right now. Our second quote today is by Jack Canfield, and he says this: if you want to be successful, you have to take 100% responsibility. You see, taking ownership and really achieving your goals starts with you, and it starts with taking 100% responsibility. That's right. You've got to be honest with yourself, and most people are when you deal with the successes. But the question is, can you be honest and really look down deep and go, why did this success happen? And can I repeat it? And then the harder part is, can I be honest with myself when things go wrong? Don't sugarcoat things. Don't make the excuses when you have those mistakes and those setbacks. Own it. Ask yourself what went wrong, and you know what? Use that as fuel to the flame to really move forward, to really see how far you can turn things around. That's the beauty of responsibility. That's the beauty of taking ownership. The question is, do you have that self-discipline to really do that? And more importantly, do you have that self-discipline to keep moving through the turmoil, through those mistakes, and really achieve those successes and keep moving forward to repeat those? So let's jump into our final quote, because we're going to talk more about the self-discipline element right now. Our final quote today is by Dwayne Johnson, or better known as Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and he says this: all success begins with self-discipline. It starts with you. At the end of the day, you may have the responsibility to accept your current situation, as well as find those solutions and those ways to really march forward to achieve those dreams and those achievements that you want. But the question is, do you have the self-discipline to see it through? I mean, it's choice time, right? It's your choice. Are you going to accept the change that you need to march forward? Are you going to make some change, a little change, or no change at all? I mean, it's your choice, but no more excuses. That's right. It's time to accept the responsibility. Have that self-discipline to fight through that grit, fight through those challenges so you can achieve the success that you want in your life by taking ownership. So always remember, you make each day a special day by just you being you. There's no one in the whole world like you except you, and I like you just the way you are. It's good that you exist, but you've got to go out there. You've got to have that self-discipline to move forward, to keep moving forward, and to not make excuses, but to find ways to achieve that success. That way you can go out and become that best version of yourself. So until next time, Broder out. Peace.